Good morning, everyone. I am Debbie Ford, and I have the honor of serving as the chancellor of this great university. And on behalf of our learning community, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Wisconsin Parkside and the beautiful Francis Bedford Concert Hall. What a difference a year makes. Since a potential Foxconn investment in Wisconsin was announced just a little over a year ago, we have witnessed unparalleled collaboration and cooperation across our state and throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Today is another example as technical colleges, independent colleges and universities, and University of Wisconsin system institutions come together to explore the opportunity of matching talent and innovation. Similar collaboration is evident through the emerging work of the Higher Education Regional Alliance in the Milwaukee 7 region. On behalf of my colleagues throughout the University of Wisconsin system, I'm proud to welcome so many people from around Wisconsin who contribute to the vitality and dynamic nature of our state as elected officials, as those who provide strategic vision for our community and economic development, to our leaders of business and industry, and of course, leaders in education. Thank you. Thank you all for your service to our state and your commitment to education. It is also my pleasure to welcome a number of UW-Parkside students and faculty, and we are so excited to be hosting today's announcement. Joining me on stage today is the Secretary and CEO of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, Mr. Mark Hogan. Mark, welcome. From our educational neighbor and partner here in southeastern Wisconsin, the President and CEO of Gateway Technical College, Dr. Brian Albrecht. Brian. And from Marquette University and my former UW system colleague, Marquette President Dr. Mike Lovell. Welcome, Mike. So first of all, thank all of you for being here today to share your insights on the Smart City, Smart Future competition. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Allan Young. Many of you know that Dr. Allan Young had strong ties to Wisconsin well before his career began at Foxconn. Allan earned his undergraduate degree in chemical engineering from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Now he is reconnecting with our state in ways that I suspect are almost beyond comprehension. As Director of U.S. Strategic Initiatives at Foxconn, Dr. Young is guiding the largest economic investment in Wisconsin by any international company in the history of our state. Allan, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for your dedication to our state, and thank you for your efforts to realize the full potential of Foxconn here in Wisconsin. And most of all, thank you for your commitment to education through innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Allan Young.
Thank you, Chancellor Ford, for the kind and warm introduction. And also thank you, Chancellor, for hosting this event today. We feel welcome when we come here at UW-Parkside. One of the reasons why we feel welcome here is because when I look out at the audience, I see familiar faces, I see educators, I see community elders and elected officials, and I see, of course, business leaderships. I also feel excited to be here today, and I want to thank you all for being here because of the announcement and because we have something that exciting to want to share with you. And for those of you I have not met, I'm looking forward to meeting you after this event. For those of us who are here the first time, I'm blessed to be here at the Bedford Hall. What a wonderful venue to be here And I could not imagine a better venue to actually announce this initiative in partnership with the University of Wisconsin system, the Wisconsin Technical College system, and also Wisconsin Association of Independent University and Colleges system, and also, of course, WEDC in terms of Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because of ideas. We're doing this because we want to seek out the best ideas for developing smart connected systems in cities throughout Wisconsin. Towards this goal, I'm pleased to announce that Foxconn is committing $1 million over the next 3 years, tapping the talent at the public and private universities and technical colleges throughout the state of Wisconsin. With a formal launch planned for this fall, the Smart City, Smart Future initiative will include a competition that will offer prizes, awards, stipends, and also financial support and investment. Besides supporting the participant, we will provide a platform to turn ideas into solutions, to turn business plan perhaps into businesses and products. The competition will look for ways and harness technology to enhance quality of life and working environment, inspire attractive landscape, transportation networks, and living quarters, and promote sustainable economic and demographic growth. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because of communities. This Smart City, Smart Future competition will allow us to involve the greater community across Wisconsin, inviting members in the higher education community to create, explore, and express their own view and concepts, what a smart city, what a smart community, what a smart future would be. We want to help build communities around Wisconsin. If you live in La Crosse, Eau Claire, or Green Bay, your concept, your idea of what a smart city or a smart community would be may or may not be the same as those who live in Milwaukee, in Madison, in Racine, and in Kenosha. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because of talent. We want to tap into the thousands of young talent within our higher education. Foxconn had early concept about smart buildings, smart cities, and smart communities, but we do not have a monopoly of good ideas, as my colleague, Dr. Lewis Wood has said. We want to crowdsource your best and most innovative ideas and turn that into best use for better living, better working, and better traveling. We want to foster, we want to energize, and we want to retain our talent in Wisconsin. Great talent really is one of the reasons why Foxconn decided to invest in Wisconsin. So why are we doing this? It's really about our future. Because Foxconn believes a smart city must be first and foremost about jobs, about economic development. It must strike a balance between promoting sustainable economic and demographic growth. At the same time, people would love the idea about connected cities, smart roads, and infrastructure. But as I was talking to my colleagues and also I think Mayor Corey Mason, we all asked the same question: who is going to pay for all this? So economic growth is important. Sustainable growth is very important. So what are the categories and what are the formats about this competition? There are several, and they are not just for science major or engineers or technical geeks alone. Those are welcome. But we also would welcome liberal arts majors for those of you who are writers, digital and creative artists, musicians. We have a place for you. Therefore, for Smart City and Smart Future, we want ideas on papers, on poster sessions. We want ideas in essays, video essays, photo essays, maybe 8K videos. We'll help you for that. We also want them in business plan. We also want them in social venture plan. So we would love to have these categories, whether it would be smart building, smart citizenship, smart energy, smart governance, smart healthcare, smart infrastructure, smart mobility, and of course, smart technology. And it could be about civic engagement, urban planning, data-driven public safety, resilient energy and infrastructure, and intelligent transportation. And now, the prizes. Of course, the prizes and awards. There will be cash and product prizes, stipends and scholarships. There will be funds for developing products. There will be funds for developing policies. And of course, there will be funds for developing and implementing business plan and social venture plans. To make this possible, again, Foxconn is contributing $1 million in cash in-kind awards, and we are, of course, inviting our partners, our educational partners, community partners, and also corporate partners to join us. In closing, I want to share with you quotes from 3 scientists. 2 of them real scientists from the past, and 1 of them a fictional one. The first one from 5 millennia ago, 500 years ago, his invention spanned medical, astronomy, and many other fields. In his codex on the flight of birds and how he would imagine humans would one day could fly like a bird in the sky. And the quote is, "Once you have tasted flight, you will forever walk the earth with your eyes toward the sky." Leonardo da Vinci. How would you imagine, those were the days 500 years ago, a human being could fly in the sky, maybe in the Iron Bird like an aircraft, or maybe your personal jetpack, you can actually fly individually. So those were things that were unthinkable many years ago, but now we take it for granted. Well, the second scientist, a little bit more recent, on March 10, 1876, the inventor Alexander Graham Bell, most of you may have heard of it, made the first telephone call in history, and his call was to his assistant, Thomas Watson, next door. So he famously said through the phone, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." Well, those words were spoken through the phone for the first time. It might not be so exciting or inspiring, but nobody before Bell could have imagined you can actually talk to people miles away through this thing called phone. Nowadays, not only can you actually talk with them on audio, you can actually see their faces, exchange video, you can do a lot more. Who could have imagined that? Well, the third scientist I'm going to talk about is a fictional one. It's from a movie going back 1985. For those of you who might have actually kind of my age, know that movie is called Back to the Future. You folks, if you have not heard of it, ask your parents. Okay. Well, that was a movie starring Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox as Dr. Emmett Brown and Marty McFly. So it was Dr. Emmett Brown who famously said, and I quote, "Time traveling is just too dangerous." And when he actually took Marty and his girlfriend back to the future at the end of the movie, with the flying car, the DeLorean, Dr. Emmett Brown would say to Marty, and I quote, "Well, where we are going, we don't need roads." So that's right. We're now talking about connected and autonomous vehicles and highways. We're talking about flying drones, and soon, I can guarantee you, we won't be just talking, we'll be riding those flying cars. Imagine that. It would not be centuries away. I would say it would not even be decades away. It could be as close as 5, 10 years away. And I was told driving over here this morning, a company might actually announce it today or tomorrow about flying cars. So imagine that. Well, this is why Foxconn is doing this. Because your ideas will be game changers, they will disrupt the world, they will inspire new and better living, working, and traveling. So we want to hear from you, and we hope you would agree, and we hope you will become a part of this competition and along with this incredible journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Allan, and thanks to Foxconn for that significant commitment to the students and to the colleges and technical colleges here in the state. I've been telling Allan for about 6 months now that he's going right for the Alumnus of the Year for the UW system. But I think after today, Mike, I think maybe an honorary degree at Marquette or one of the other 24 private schools will be in order. But Allan, thank you for that commitment. Chancellor Ford, thank you for your hosting today, but also for your encouragement and friendship over the past year as we've walked through this journey together. It seems like a year ago, it seems like 10 years ago that we first met with Governor Walker and then Chief of Staff Rich Zipper in the White House with Allan and Louis Wu and Terry Goh, and that was April 28th. And at that time, Terry Goh and Allan and Louis talked about 3 things. They talked about cost, they talked about speed, they talked about workforce. Those were the 3 primary criteria that they had determined were necessary to site this facility in Wisconsin. But what they also talked about at that time, and the ensuing conversations that we had over the course of several months, was this is more than just about a manufacturing facility here in Wisconsin. This is about creating an ecosystem. And the announcement today about the Smart City, Smart Future falls very much in line with the type of things that Foxconn and Allan and Louis and Terry have been talking about over the course of the past year. So from a cost perspective, we were able to get that done through the legislative process, the great work that was being done down here in Racine County through the development agreement, that was taken care of, so check that box. The speed, we were able to do this in a way, working with the legislature and creating legislation that got better every step of the way as ultimately we got that approved, check that box. And then about workforce, because workforce was the critical component. And it's not coincidental that we're here at UW Parkside, because just a few miles down the road, about a year ago, almost today, when Allan brought in, there were about 30 people that came from Taiwan and Japan and China as part of the Foxconn team. And they were interested in touring the various sites in southern Wisconsin, but they were equally interested in talking about workforce. And so at that meeting, we brought forward different people, and we were down at the IMET Center, the S.C. Johnson IMET Center at Gateway Technical College, and we had a very good conversation. We brought in industry leaders, we brought in academic leaders. Brian Albrecht was part of that, Tracy Pierner was part of that, Jim Henderson from UW was part of that. And again, laying out for the very first time what it is about workforce in the state. And it was no coincidence that we brought in our academic partners at that point, because with over 500,000 students in the university and the technical colleges in the state, that is the future of where we're going. And that's why it's so important from a smart city and a smart future that we involve that group right now, because it will be for Foxconn, but as I've said many times now, Foxconn is a catalyst for what is happening in the state. And Debbie alluded to this, the type of collaboration that has taken place over the past year. I'm not saying it hasn't happened before. I'm just saying it's happened at every level, between academia, between economic development, between the government, and it's been very refreshing, and it's been a great process to follow over the course of the past year. So we're very much looking forward to that. So on behalf of Governor Walker, I just want to thank Foxconn for this investment in the future. And at this point, I'd like to bring forward Brian Albrecht, President and CEO of Gateway Technical College. Thank you.
So let me first thank Mark for his continued support and dedication and commitment to this project. He has been an instrumental leader for all of us, I think, across the state of Wisconsin, not just for what we're building out right here in southeast Wisconsin, but you can read the tweets and read the news media on the build-out that Wisconsin is benefiting from for your leadership. So thank you for that. I also want to thank Chancellor Ford for her support and partnership here in southeast Wisconsin. We have a great and very unique partnership between Gateway and the University of Wisconsin Parkside. I'm very proud of it. Forward Together is something that I'm sure hopefully many of you will ask more questions about in the future. And Allan, what an inspiration. We're up here talking about flying cars. I didn't have that in my notes, so thank you for setting the stage. I almost think I should go back to school and become a student. There are great opportunities and prizes out there for all of us. And Mike, thank you for your support as well. The independent colleges, and right here in our home community, Carthage College has been a strong advocate for the collaborative effort that it's going to take to build smart cities and smart futures for all of us. I do want to also take just a moment to acknowledge Jonathan Delagrave, the county executive for Racine County, who works tirelessly on helping bring these opportunities to our community. David DeGroot from Mount Pleasant, chairman of the board, who continues to advocate for worker training and the important role that events like today symbolize, and that is an investment in our future. So it's an honor today to be with all of you to talk about smart cities and our smart future. And certainly, I'm sure you recognize this is a very exciting day as we take our next step down the journey of building out the new workforce for Foxconn and others. And as a part of the Wisconsin Technical College system, I stand here not only representing the 16 colleges, but nearly 300,000 students that serve and support our colleges through their participation in workforce development. They are truly the future of our communities. They bring to life the smart cities and smart futures that we're all talking about today. They challenge us, they design, they build, they sustain the way we live, work, and interact with our technological world. The Smart Cities, Smart Future initiative will be created with the minds and on the shoulders of smart technicians, students and workers that understand the industrial, technological, and now digital world that we live in. Today, workers control machines and environments in which work is performed. But in the smart 8K 5G future, humans will leverage artificial intelligence, machine automation, and big data to cohabitate with machines controlling technology at the nanoscale to improve the environments and sustain life. Smartphones, smart cars, smart homes, and yes, Allan, smart TVs are all connected through smart grids, networks that communicate to improve the consumer and the manufacturing efficiencies of products. Well, Wisconsin's technical colleges have been in the business of building technical smart training grids for over 100 years. All 16 colleges collaborating to sustain communities and build economies throughout our state. We welcome this opportunity to expand our networks with the public and private partners, including our great university partners, our community-based organizations, and our workforce development partners. I want to conclude by thanking Allan and Foxconn for your commitment to putting Wisconsin first and for investing in our smart future. I know that Gateway and the Wisconsin Technical Colleges are eager to build those bridges between the physical and cyber world with you. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce President Mike Lovell, President for Marquette University.
Well, I also want to thank Deb and your team for hosting this event here today. It's a very exciting day for all of us. And, Mark, I want to thank you for your leadership and your continued investment into making this state even better. And obviously, Brian, I want to thank you and Gateway Tech. We've been having many conversations, and I think we have a much deeper partnership over the last year because of Foxconn. And finally, Allan, I can't thank you and Foxconn enough for investing into our state in this unique way and really bringing technologies to really increase the quality of life and our working environments and just the way we live here in the state. And so I couldn't be more proud of the fact that we'll be all working together on making Wisconsin an even better place to live. I also want to thank Foxconn and Allan in particular for the changes that I've seen in the past year. When you think about the level of partnership and collaboration that has happened in the past year, it's been truly incredible. And if you ask Brian, Deb, and myself, we have met more in the last year than we have in the previous 4 or 5 years. combined. You know, it's been an extra. We meet at least once or twice a month to really try to address the needs and the accelerating pace of change that you've required. You know, as our own institutions are transforming to meet the needs that you've brought about, but also the partnerships and the way we work together have transformed as well. And I think for the state, I think it's very, very exciting for all of us to see the ways that we are working together to make a brighter future for Wisconsin. And yeah, I'm obviously up here representing the Wisconsin Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. And we represent 24 institutions. We're 5,000 faculty and staff and 56,000 students. And I just want to say we're ready to step up to the challenge of the Smart City, Smart Futures competition. And we couldn't be more excited to let our ideas come to life and come to fruition through the challenge and the opportunities which this brings about. And so finally, I just want to say, staying with the theme of Back to the Future, I really hope that maybe one of our teams will develop a flux capacitor. So thank you.
Well, Mike, Mark, and Brian, thank you so much for your perspectives on this historic announcement, and it is so nice to share the stage with you. And certainly, Allan, thank you again for your vision and your commitment to education in our communities. And thank you for creating the Wisconsin Valley Science and Technology Campus right here in southeastern Wisconsin. So a big round of applause for Allan and this vision. So I think I can sum this up in one word: wow. $1 million investment to inspire students, faculty, and staff across disciplines and across higher education sectors to collaborate, innovate, and create a smart future for Wisconsin. This is a great day for all of us to celebrate, and I believe another round of applause is in order. I am so proud to represent the University of Wisconsin and certainly the University of Wisconsin Parkside. There are over 180,000 students in the University of Wisconsin system, and of course, we believe in the Wisconsin idea, and we are positioned all over the state and not only have a statewide and regional impact, but a worldwide impact. Key themes from today: partnership, collaboration, ideas, talent. That's what happens each and every day on our campuses. And I am so thrilled to be a part of this historic announcement today. So throughout Wisconsin, there are students and faculty with great ideas just waiting to be discovered. I know a lot of them are right here at UW-Parkside. I know that my colleague presidents and chancellors see the potential on our campuses each and every day with our students and our faculty. And that's our responsibility, is to create that environment. And this investment helps us to be able to nurture that even more. So thank you. Allan, the support and commitment for the Smart City, Smart Future initiative shown by Foxconn will provide opportunities for great ideas to be discovered and then become valuable realities. You selected the right location because we have the talent right here in Wisconsin. So again, thank you. I also am very excited to learn more about the Smart City, Smart Future competition and this initiative during the Wisconsin Idea Smart Future Summit that will be held right here at UW-Parkside in August. All of you will be invited back, and we will make sure you have more details about this Wisconsin Idea Summit on smart cities and smart futures later this summer. What should be truly inspirational for students and faculty throughout Wisconsin is knowing that their ideas could be transformational in our communities for years and decades to come. But it sounds like it may be years and not decades. Innovation is powerful, even more so when supported by emerging science and technology ecosystems, the likes of which our state has not witnessed before. Allan, again, thank you. And please extend our thanks to the Foxconn team, particularly Chairman Terry Goh and Louis Wu, for supporting innovation and opportunity in Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed being a part of the Smart City, Smart Future competition announcement. This is a historic day, but more importantly, it is about the innovation, the talent, and the ideas that will be nurtured and discovered through this $1 million investment. So thank you again. But as we close, please join me in thanking so many people that made today possible. First of all, the team at UW Parkside, Foxconn, UW System Administration, our Wisconsin Technical College System, the Wisconsin Association of Independent Colleges and Universities, and of course the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. So thank you for your leadership and your agility in planning today's event. So a round of applause for all those involved. Thank you all for your support of higher education in our state. I invite all of you to enjoy some light refreshments at a reception in the UW Parkside Fine Arts Gallery just across the hall, and I invite you to visit our amazing campus and certainly talk with one another and start generating those ideas. Today is the day for your idea to be funded by the Smart Cities, Smart Futures competition. So let that begin. So again, thank you for being here, and please take time to talk about your great idea. Thank you.